Getting your CCNA feels like a huge step. You learn routing, switching, NAT, VLANs, ACLs, subnetting. And honestly, it gives you a solid foundation. But then you get into the real world, and suddenly you realize, wait, why is this WAN IP private? Why is the ISP modem NATing my firewall? Why does nothing match the network diagram? And that's when it hits you. CCNA teaches networking, but real world networking, that's a whole different beast. And that is why I want to break down 10 real world networking things CCNA doesn't really prepare you for, or at least not deeply enough. Especially if you're moving into enterprise IT, government, security, or MSP work. Let's get into it. Double NAT. Let's start with one that confused me the first time I saw it. Double NAT. CCNA teaches NAT, but usually in clean examples. Inside network, router, internet. Simple. But in real deployments, sometimes your firewall's WAN interface gets a private IP like 192.168, a 172.16.. or a 10.... Meaning, your ISP modem or upstream router is already NATing you. So now, your firewall NATs once, your ISP NATs again. And boom, VPN tunnels fail, port forwarding breaks, site-to-site communication becomes unstable. This is super common in SMB and branch deployments, and nobody really warns you about it until you're troubleshooting production issues. I remember my first time being told it was because we're being double NATed. I looked around like, what the hell is that? ISP issues are often real problems. One thing CCNA labs don't teach enough. Sometimes your config is perfectly fine, and the issue is still upstream. Real world, bad ISP routing, PPPoE failures, bridge mode issues, static IP misassignments. A lot of junior techs assume it must be the firewall, but sometimes it's really the provider. That lesson alone can save you hours. Though it's rare, it does happen. Network documentation is often terrible. In labs, everything is organized. In production, you may inherit outdated diagrams, random VLAN IDs, unknown uplinks, poorly labeled switch ports, or legacy access lists. And somehow, you're expected to figure it all out. Sometimes the diagram says VLAN 20 is voice. But in reality, it's printers, cameras, and somehow a server. Real-world networking often means detective work. DNS breaks more than you expect. CCNA covers DNS basics, but real-world DNS? It causes way more issues than people realize. Examples like internal DNS failures, cache bad records, Active Directory replications, SSL validation failures, VPN name resolution issues. Sometimes the network is down is actually just DNS. And if you know, you know. Certificates and trust issues. This one catches a lot of people off guard. In real-world enterprise security environments, certificates matter a lot. You will deal with expired SSL certs, firewall management trust issues, VPN authentication failures, API communication problems, secure internal service failures, management server communication issues. CCNA doesn't really go deep here, but if you work with firewalls, VPNs, or cloud systems, you're going to run into it. Just this week I had a few sites go down because of expired certificates, and it isn't because I didn't renew them, it was because I didn't know they needed to be renewed. I inherited an old, outdated document that wasn't updated. This is huge. CCNA is Cisco focused. With real environments, you may work with Cisco, Checkpoint, Fortinet, Aruba, Juniper, ISP hardware, and legacy gear. And every platform has different interfaces, different terminology, different bugs, and their own little quirks. What works on Cisco may look completely different elsewhere. So certification gives you foundation, but adaptability becomes critical. Change windows, politics, and approvals. Here's something labs definitely don't teach. You can know exactly how to fix something, but still can't touch it. Because change control, business hours restrictions, organization compliance, maintenance windows, rollback requirements, management signed off. Real-world networking isn't just technical, it's also operational. and learning to navigate business processes is a major skill. Legacy systems never die. You think old systems would be phased out? Nope. In real-world environments, you'll find 15, hell, even 20-year-old switches, unsupported firewalls, forgotten routers, ancient VLANs, mystery configs, systems nobody wants to touch. And because they're still working, they stay until they break, and then suddenly, you're the one figuring it out. Monitoring is everything. CCNA teaches how networks function, but production teaches this. If you can't see it, you can't manage it. Monitoring becomes critical. SNMP, syslogs, SIEMs, alerts, performance dashboards, uptime monitoring. Networking isn't just building, it's maintaining visibility. Because problems often start long before users complain. Soft skills matter way more than you think. This one may honestly surprise people the most. Real networking isn't just configs. It's also explaining outages, talking to vendors, communicating with management, writing incident reports, escalating properly, staying calm under pressure. You can be technically brilliant, but if you can't explain issues clearly, that can hold you back a lot. Troubleshooting isn't linear. Labs are structured. Real-world issues are messy. Sometimes, multiple failures happen at once. ISP and firewall both contribute. Human errors are involved. Documentation is wrong. Logs are incomplete. So troubleshooting becomes test, verify, eliminate, and adapt. This is where experience really separates engineers from theory alone. So here's the truth. CCNA is valuable. Very valuable. It gives you foundation to build on, vocabulary to speak networking concepts, but it doesn't fully prepare you for business realities, vendor complexity, legacy systems, security operations, ISP unpredictability, real troubleshooting chaos. And that's okay, because certifications get you in the door. Experience builds the engineer. If you're studying for the CCNA, this video wasn't to discourage you. You're learning the right stuff. Just understand, passing the exam doesn't mean you've seen real networking yet. That comes from troubleshooting, mistakes, production outages, weird deployment, field experience. CCNA teaches networking. The real world teaches survival. Let me know in the comments. What's something real world networking taught you that certifications didn't? Or if you're studying right now, what surprised you the most? I appreciate you for watching. See you in the next one.